world today is an exciting place where many people are living longer, some diseases are being eradicated, and life is improving in many parts of the world. Yet as technology improves our lives, this is John Lennox wondering where humanity is going in terms of technological enhancement, bioengineering, and in particular, artificial intelligence. What George Orwell tried to predict for 1984, John Lennox is making a similar attempt with his book 2084, released in 2020. This couldn't have come at a better time, as it was 2022, where I noticed AI started to become more mainstream and accessible. So what does this mean for Christians? Well, Lennox believes that they must be prepared for the future. With technology advancing at an exponential rate, Christians need to be thinking about it in light of Scripture and not just blindly following society's opinion on what is morally right and wrong. With a proper worldview, Christians can evaluate technologies properly and see how they can be used for good rather than evil. As Lennox says, this is a topic that is not going to go away. Every Christian who lives in a place that uses AI, the entire modern world, needs to be aware of this technology because there are potential moral implications. Not everyone ultimately wants to use AI for the betterment of society as defined by a Christian worldview. We are already seeing AI being used for identity theft, plagiarism, and the replacement of different jobs. And if that is not enough, there needs to be an awareness of something even more of a threat. AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. This is basically AI trying to create an intelligence that is self-sustainable, is independent without the need of humans to monitor them. Crazy times. Lennox shares how AGI is being used to eradicate aging as a cause of death, to augment our bodies and our minds, and to merge with machines, remaking ourselves in the image of our own higher ideals. The idea of robots ruling the world is alarming. It reminds me of all those Terminator movies, and it makes me wonder if we are on the brink of making some of these technologies a reality. The quest for increasing creativity in AGI and defeating death actually stems from the very image of God everyone is stamped with. This is because when we become more creative, we are also able to overcome death. AGI enthusiasts who do not believe in God actually end up helping to prove God's existence by displaying God's image. They want to create because God made man and woman to create and have dominion. They want to defeat death, which is the very thing Jesus did. In his book, Homo Deus, atheist Yuval Harari argues that one of the things artificial intelligence can do is eventually cure death. This has led to the transhumanism movement, which essentially pushes for technology to rid humanity of aging and dying. He believes this is possible because humans always die due to some technical glitch. On the surface, that just sounds ridiculous and utter nonsense. You can't cure death. If death could be cured, then Jesus is worthless and useless to the Christian faith. Of course, none of this is possible. Death is not only a reality, but it is a result of our rebellion against God. This means death is not just some technical glitch, but a consequence. AI therefore cannot solve the problem of death. Also, the human brain is more than a mere computer. Even though computers can do many things that are human-like, the computer does not understand what it is doing. AI is reliant on human programmers and will inevitably reflect their morality. This is important to consider because humans who are in rebellion against God cannot be depended upon to always make the right moral decisions regarding AI. Attempting to play God is a dangerous game that will never end well. It might be the beginning of humanity's rebellion against its creator. Yes, AI is a tool, it is an assistant, and it is efficient. But I've never seen a time ever where humans were so willing to want to replace themselves than now. I mean, for humans to use AI to write their songs, draw their images, compose their music, or even create their photos and art, you really are robbing yourself and the world of your natural creativity you have. To me, artificial intelligence right now is still early in its infancy in that it is not regulated in any way. This is the most exciting yet unpredictable time because for the time being, it feels like we are in an open playground with no rules. We are currently in this wild, wild west where anything goes. You know how there are certain food products at a grocery store that like to promote how it uses natural ingredients rather than artificial? That is their big selling point. In a similar way, that is how I view humanity in regards to AI. The big selling point humans have with anything they create is that it was done with pure natural intelligence. There's just nothing like the real thing. AI can deepfake a person all they want, but it doesn't have a heart, a soul, or a genuine personality. Good luck trying to match the intrinsic, unique personas of a Jimmy Stewart or a Carol Burnett or a Steve Carell. Good luck coming up with lyrics that come from the heart and soul of an Elvis Presley or a Stevie Wonder or a Whitney Houston. And good luck trying to have the same moral compass and compassion that a human does. It just will never be the real thing. But even if you remove humans out of the equation, Christians need to remember that there is an all-powerful God with unlimited intelligence. It's almost as if some Christians have forgotten who God is, because if they seriously took the time to understand who God is, they would realize AI is not that impressive at all. Now, I'm not trying to bash AI, and neither is Lennox. I understand all the good it can do, but what I take away from 2084 is that Lennox does not believe Christians should be afraid of AI. If anything, there is a case to be made that they should embrace the good it can do. Just remember that this Pandora's box of great power has just been opened, and we are just getting started. I don't think the world realizes what it's gotten itself into. Great power comes with great responsibility. And with such a great power, we better be responsible with it, because if history has shown us anything, we don't have a very good track record with that. So buckle up. This is going to be a crazy ride that is not going to end. Probably ever.